Hello there friends, Season is live here. In today's video, possible roster changes for Team Spirit, one of the most boring years in esports, and the Blast Finals recap, plus a bunch of other exciting news from the world of CS2. So without further ado, let's get straight to it. And we shall kick things off with more roster talk, though for now it's all just speculation. Thorin was the first to hint at potential changes in Team Spirit. He pointed out that Blast was one of the best events in Zontex's career, but even that wasn't enough to get Spirit into finals. On top of that, it's becoming clear that Donk is starting to tilt more and more. Meanwhile, analysts on HLTV have started dropping Shiro from the top AWPers list, calling him a baiter. That's because he often plays super safe, racks up a lot of exit frags, and has one of the highest save percentages in the game. So even though his frag count looks good, HLTV says his impact was minimal, at least during EPL. And also, it felt like at Blast as well. All of this might be a subtle sign that Spirit could be considering roster changes sometime soon. And you know what, my friends? I mean, it's just a wet dream, but imagine if m0NESY joined Team Spirit. They would be just unbeatable. Anyways, let's move on. Possible roster changes are not limited to Team Spirit. NaVi could be affected as well. We've talked about this in the previous video. If you haven't watched it, just go and do it, because Blade said that the roster changes will come. But for now, I will tell you this: the first signs aren't coming from in-game arguments, they're coming from something else entirely: the Chinese fans bullying W0NDERFUL. Lately, they've been posting clip compilations of his worst moments, especially from the recent match against Team Spirit. Basically, compilations of missed shots. Surely it's most trolling, but the issue is that W0NDERFUL seems to take it personally. I mean, it puts a lot of pressure on your shoulders. You can tell the negativity is getting to him, and these videos clearly bother him. It will be very interesting to see what will happen to NaVi. But, as always, only time will tell. But you know what, my friends? Sadly, with so many top teams falling off, this might be the most boring year in CS we've seen in a while. Right now, it feels like there are only 3 real contenders: Team Spirit, Vitality, and Mouz. Everyone else in Tier 1 is just trying to catch up, with super inconsistent results. Take FaZe, for example. On paper, they've upgraded their roster, but in reality, they're just losing to teams they should be beating. Or G2, who still haven't recovered from Nico's departure. Not even to mention NaVi or whoever. Let's just hope that after the major, the offseason brings some new big roster moves that shake things up and get this scene back on track. But that would be in a long time. Right now, let's discuss the Blast Open Lisbon Finals. But before we jump into the match itself, let's take a quick look at how things were shaping beforehand. The former Astralis coach Trace pointed out that over the past 2 months, Vitality have played 36 maps and lost only 6 of them, which means that Mouz would need to win 3 maps against a team that basically doesn't lose. And stat-wise as well, it doesn't look any better for Mouz. Vitality are leading in 7 key categories: round win percentage, entry frags, win rate in both 4v5 and 5v4, trade percentage, and flashbang assists. And here's where it gets worse: on average, Mouz only managed to win 7 rounds per map against Vitality. They haven't beaten them since IM Rio 2024, which makes this an uphill battle from the start. Before the match, a bunch of pro players were asked who they thought would take the win, and once again, most backed Vitality. m0NESY said Vitality should take it without much trouble and 3-0 their opponents. Shox agreed, but didn't give a score prediction, and so on. But for example, Spinks, the ex-player of Vitality, promised to give it everything he's got and do whatever it takes to help Mouz win. Spoiler alert, he actually did it. Now let's break down the map veto. Inferno picked by Vitality and Mirage picked by Mouz, Dust 2 by Vitality, Nuke by Mouz, and Train as the decider. And once again, these stats weren't looking great for Mouz. Vitality have the higher win rate on 3 out of 5 maps. and they're even on Nuke and Train. That means Mouz need to come out swinging from the very first round, or they're going down fast. But there's one boost for the squad, because Cycron is back. He made it to the final in time and returned to his role as a head coach. Let's see how that impacts the team, especially since players previously said Zepnix was a huge help during the match against G2. Still, you have to note that Zepnix leaves with a perfect coaching record, 100% win rate. And one last thing before we dive into the finals, don't forget to follow our Twitter, the link is in the description. And this map has already gone down in CS history. Why? Well, because it became the first map in the grand final ever across CSGO and CS2 to end in a 13-0. Out of 380 grand final maps played, this was the first clean sweep. But even on such one-sided map, some individual plays stood out. For example, Robs clutched a crucial 1v1 in round 2. And just after that, Zaivu pulled off a similar clutch with the timer running down. Those two rounds completely broke Mouz's momentum, and from there, they never recovered. So it ended quickly and, well, painfully. Next was Mirage, Mouz's pick. And this time, finally and luckily, we got the close match we were hoping for. In round 3, Spinks went for a fast B hit against his former team, and that surprise was enough to throw Vitality off. And after that, Mouz just steamrolled through T-side. It was 9-3 at the end of the half. Vitality needed a hero, and they got one. NaVi clutched the pistol round solo, starting a short comeback. They won 3 rounds and brought the score closer, but Mouz answered right back with their own 3-round streak and reached the map point. Vitality, though, pushed back once more and made it 11-12, but they just couldn't close it. Mouz eventually took the map, and Spinks ended with a monster 1.68 rating against his old team. He was the best player on Mouz's side. Map 3, Dust 2, back to Vitality's comfort zone. This one started back and forth. Mouz took the pistol and the force buy, then Zaivu answered with a clean triple. The game stayed tight, hitting 5-4 in Vitality's favor until Yimp had pulled off a ninja defuse to even the score. Calculated, as they say. Vitality edged out to 7-5, but after the side switch, they completely disappeared. Mouz came out swinging with 4 in a row, took the lead and never looked back. They added 3 more rounds, hit the map point and once again closed it out. Vitality tried to get back, but they only managed to win 3 rounds before the map slipped away. Map 4 was Nuke, Mouz's pick. It was their shot to finally beat Vitality and take the trophy. Things started well, they won the pistol round, but then fumbled on the force buy, walking straight into Raps's Deagle, who just punished them hard. That gave Vitality the momentum to string together 3 more rounds, then 2 more. After that, they just closed the half with a dominant 9-3. After the side switch, Mouz had no time to waste. Even though they were on the stronger CT side, the score gap was massive. Mouz kicked off the half with a clean pistol win, using perfect crossfires. And it looked like a comeback might be possible. But the moment Vitality got rifles, it was all over. 3 straight rounds, then the map point, and then they just closed it out and forced the decider. The series came down to Train. Both teams had the same number of maps played on it and nearly identical win rates. So the big question was, who would come out on top? The unstoppable Vitality or the underdogs in Mouz. The latter took the pistol round and the force buy, but as soon as the rifles came into play, they just started to run into problems again. Luckily for them, Apex just missed a key duel against a player on 2 HP, so Vitality's momentum was done before they could build a streak. which led to the back-and-forth battle that everyone hopes for in a final. Both teams were just trading rounds. Eventually though, Vitality managed to put together a 3-round streak and finished the first half 7-5. After the switch, Robs nearly pulled off a 1v2 clutch on low HP, but he didn't have enough time to defuse. Nice try though. But well, that clutch slipping away didn't shake Vitality's confidence. Next, they won the force buy and snowballed it into 5 straight rounds, reaching the match point. Here, Yimp had stepped up and clutched a massive 1v2. He kept Mouz alive. But well, it wasn't enough to spark a full comeback. In the very next round, Mouz went for a super late push. They ran into a full-on stack and lost the final. And yeah, make a surprised face. ZywOo picked up another MVP medal. It's his 4th this year. He's already passed Simple for most MVPs of all time, and now he's chasing him down for most MVPs in a single year. He just needs 4 more to match Simple's legendary record. After the finals, the players shared their thoughts. Apex revealed he promised Robs to win a blast, and he delivered. ZywOo said that his goal this year is to break every record possible. He truly believes it's achievable with this lineup, saying, "With this team, I can do anything." Robs, in a post-match interview, highlighted what he thinks is a key reason for their success. And well, it's simple, the unreal trust they all have in ZywOo. He said he's always ready to drop the weapon for Matthew, whichever he asks for, because he knows the French star will make it count. Also, Apex admitted he still can't quite believe the team has now won 3 tournaments in a row, although he said that the honeymoon could be over pretty soon. But anyways, who knows how long this win streak will last. On the Mouz side, their captain also shared a few words about the loss. He said that by the end of the match he had already forgotten about the 13-0 from map 1. He also said that on the 4th map the team just shut down mentally, and the loss on the decider is his full responsibility. He said that he himself is the main reason they lost. He added that he wants to be a real leader for the team, but he admits that it's a struggle, especially with some recent issues in his aim. And that's all for today, my friends. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and follow our channel, and also drop by in the comments below. Once again, thanks, and I'm not saying goodbye for a long time. See you soon.